SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Welcome in, everybody, on this Thursday night to the podcast. My name is Michael Borky. Sorry we're a little bit late tonight. I did give you the heads up, though. Moved to 3-1 in the month of February as a coach for the first time. No, scratch that, actually. This is not my first time coaching. I did coach the Powder Puff team when I was a senior in high school to a victory as well. So I'm actually 4-1 as a coach, not to brag. No, but yeah, I don't understand, guys. Let me run this by you. It's a U7 team, 6 and obviously some 7-year-olds on it, kindergartners and first graders. We have 5 Thursday games this spring, and like 4 of them are at 7 o'clock. So the game takes almost an hour. At best, you're pulling out of the parking lot of the field by 8 o'clock, and you got to get them fed, bathed, and to bed, and then you've got a 6 a.m. wake-up call the next morning because kindergarten and first grade are the first ones to get to school the next day. What are we doing? I don't understand it. So we're late. But we are here nonetheless. Glad you guys are with me. My name, of course, is Michael Borky. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already to the podcast wherever you get them. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you get them. And also right here on YouTube, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. Leave a comment, like, all that good stuff. I would really appreciate you guys doing all of those things. So, here's what I was thinking tonight. The NFL Combine's this weekend, and 5 Ole Miss players are in the Combine. Daquan Wright, Diego Pounds, Xavier Harris, and the 2 wide receivers, Trey Wallace and Dejon Stribling. I guess Harris didn't go through drills today, but did all the interviews and stuff like that. I'll have to double check that. But the thing that I was thinking about earlier today is because the Combine's this weekend, and we'll talk about the results and stuff like that, which of those players that are participating are going to be the biggest loss? Which one of them is Ole Miss going to miss the most in 2026? So that's the premise tonight. Let me know what you think. We will go a little bit shorter than usual just because we're late, but that's okay. This edition of the show is presented by Logan Smith, Shelter Insurance. Shelter Insurance anywhere in Mississippi. He can take care of you anywhere in Mississippi with his award-winning services for auto insurance, home insurance, life, and for your business as well. Give him a call, 601-823-3500, 601-823-3500. You can't find him on Google if you Google him, but give him a call. I know basically all of you have insurance, but your policy could be expiring, or you could have a policy that you think you're overpaying for. Even if you just want somebody that will take care of you better than you're currently getting taken care of, give Logan Smith at Shelter Insurance a call, and don't forget to tell him that I sent you. So a really impactful group of Ole Miss players in the Combine. Ole Miss did a really good job in roster retention, obviously, as we've talked about many times. There's a lot returning, but that doesn't mean the entire team is returning. They are sending some guys to the NFL, and all of them impactful. But who is going to be the biggest loss? Who is Ole Miss going to miss the most? I love what the 2 receivers did. Trey Wallace, Dejon Stribling, really awesome. Stribling, I was surprised it took him a little bit longer to come on the way he did this season, but both of them had great seasons. But I am more confident at the wide receiver position than the last one that we'll get to. Deuce Knight comes back. We've talked about him a ton. I really like what they've done in the portal from a talent perspective, and from a prove it perspective. Wide receiver is not the biggest loss for this team in 2026. It's not wide receiver. Again, not only do they return Alexander, but they brought in guys that have a lot of experience elsewhere. There's a lot to like about what they have at wide receiver, proven quality players. Daquan Wright is another one. Not a wide receiver, but a pass catcher that I love. I don't know how he's going to test this weekend. I don't know if the NFL is going to view him as like an elite blocker or anything like that. I do know that from the tight end position, the reliability of catching the football, the willingness to catch it in traffic, take hits, be physical. He's really good in space. That guy's a pro, and some team, wherever he ends up in the draft, whether it be in the middle rounds or the late rounds, somebody's going to get a pro. I think he's going to make a roster next year, as long as the fit is correct, of course. But with what they have returning, with Haz and Odom, brought one in the portal as well, there's some proven at tight end. Now, Odom needs to get a lot better at catching the football, as we've talked about many times. Haz is proven, albeit not at Ole Miss, but a previous stop in the SEC. Not as concerned about tight end as another position. So that's 3. And then Xavier Harris. I think he's a big loss. He's a big body. He's a really quality player. Actually, let's see. I should have had this pulled up. We are just getting home from this game. So I'll make sure that he didn't actually go through the drills today. Let's see. 6'8", 330 is what he measured. That's crazy. 6'8", 330. He is every bit of that too when you look at him. Let me see. Let me finally get to the defensive line. Okay, here we go. Sorry, the combine results everywhere. 6'8", 330, 10-inch hands on the nose for him, and 34 5/8 inch arm length. Let's see. Does anybody have a bigger arm length than him? Longest arms in the combine go to Xavier Harris. So let's see. Did he test today? Sorry. No, he did not. Okay. Confirmed he did not test today. But he leaves behind a gap. He's a space eater, really athletic guy, played a lot of snaps for Ole Miss. But when you return Eccles, and they did a good job in retention for the guys that were the backups that could have hit the portal and gone somewhere else, and also added via portal there as well, experienced guys that have either run Pete's system or have been in the SEC or retained guys that were already there. Harris is also a loss, quality player, not as desperate as the offensive tackle position. And I'm cheating a little bit. The player, it's really players that I think Ole Miss is going to miss the most from last year's team that are gone to the NFL or gone in general are the 2 tackles, Diego Pounds and Jaden Williams. Now, Williams not at the combine, but apparently he had a really good all-star game week. Stood out to a draft guy that, by the way, I'm going to have on here. We'll talk about all the Ole Miss players up for the draft, what he thinks, grades, stuff like that on them. We'll do that after the combine with him. I'm looking forward to that. He's really good, really thorough. And he loved Jaden Williams' week at the All-Star game. That is the position that I am going to spend the most time this offseason talking about. Not because I don't think that they can't be good, by the way. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you that they're going to be bad at tackle. It is the position on the team, though, that has the least amount of experience, whether it be at Ole Miss or whether it be somewhere else. You bring in a Miami transfer that was not a starter. Now, he was going to be this season. He's a good get, but doesn't have that much playing experience. Terez Davis, there in your system, if you listen to my interview with Bryson Sanders, apparently they're really high on his ability, but has not played a whole lot of football. That Kern had started a few games at LSU. We'll see. He's the most experienced guy playing offensive tackle for you, and it was at a previous stop. That is the position group, if you want to call the tackles a group and not the entire offensive line, but that's the position that has the least amount of experience, whether it be returning or coming from somewhere else. And when you have the bookend tackles, now neither one of them they're not like super elite prospects, but as you know, Pounds didn't give up a sack. Williams, veteran, solid, stable, locker room guy, all of that. I think Ole Miss will miss those two guys the most for this year's team. I'm looking forward to seeing how Pounds tests in the combine, what kind of status that he has. And again, I'm not saying that they don't have a chance to be quite good, especially with the interior 3 returning. You love the nucleus that you're returning, but that is the position that I am most questioning, concerned about, paying attention to this offseason, because you look around the interior three, all returning, super experienced. Running back room, return Lacey, super experienced behind him. Obviously the quarterback, mentioned the tight end room, mentioned the receiver room. Even though they lose some guys, they portal experienced guys and also return experience. Defensive line, your edges with Franklin, who had a really good year, and Sonny P, if you want to call him an edge. Linebacker, they're all new, but look at their numbers at their previous stops and what they were before they got to Ole Miss. In the secondary, you return a lot of experience. You bring in Crawford from Auburn, who's got a lot of experience, Aguero, who's got a lot of experience, and so on and so forth. Tackle's the only one where you have that question. So it speaks to how good of a job they've done in retention and in the portal when you really only have one position group where you're like, they don't have a lot of experience there. It's really impressive, but that is the one. I was thinking about that earlier today as we were waiting for the game to start, actually. And so I hope that made sense. I hope that was a good topic for you guys. I appreciate you being here. We'll read your comments after I tell you the podcast is brought to you in part by Priority One Bank. They make you their priority every single day with their online banking platform. It's a one-stop shop. All you need is an internet connection. You can do whatever it is that you need to do with your money, local loan servicing and decision-making. It's in the name. It's what they do. They make you their priority because it's Priority One Bank. Also, Advantage Business Systems, absms.com. If you're a Mississippi business and you're in the market for office technology, anything from copiers and printers and mail machines to cloud storage or data security, they've got you covered at absms.com, and tell them that I sent you. Poor men's basketball? Well, that's the thing. They're not poor at all. They are not poor at all, but I get your point. Not much of substance to say on basketball for now, but it is truly bottoming out. Like, this is a really bad situation, and does it get even worse in a month? Probably. I don't feel like getting into it here tonight because we have not had a podcast since the ESPN article came out that referenced that, there's a chance that Beard's looking to jump to a place with a bigger budget. And quite frankly, I'm not saying fire the guy. I'm not doing that. Not anywhere close. You wouldn't want to pay that buyout anyway, even if you wanted to. But I don't like when very few people, it's not many, but when people put coach ahead of program, I don't like that at all. It drives me nuts, to be honest with you. When program invests, program gives him a top 10 salary in the sport, more so than high-level coaches that have had more success than him. You meet the demands for roster NIL. You do everything financially that you need to do that was asked of you when Texas A&M came in pursuit. And what that turned into was a bad team and a bad roster. That's not Ole Miss's fault. That's not budget's fault. And if it was just like a random joker talking on Twitter, but when you've got an ESPN, hey, this is what is going on in the coaching carousel for college basketball, they're not just picking on Ole Miss when they, like, that's coming from somewhere. Trilly Donovan's been on that as well. That's not new. So somebody is talking behind the scenes about he might be looking to leave and talking about budget. And that is BS. It's garbage and it's indefensible. And so we've talked about this part on here. I would not play hardball with an open job. The contract is extremely lucrative. I wouldn't raise it another dime. I would refill the NIL if I can anyway. I would support NIL still in basketball and the salaries and stuff like that. I would still do that because it's important to invest in basketball because you can win in basketball at Ole Miss. I would not touch the contract, though. And to me, and it's just my opinion, you're free to disagree, whoever is involved, whoever is putting out there that there is sorry, friends blowing me up about something. whoever's putting that out there, whether it be his agent or him or whatever, that he's looking to go to a place with a bigger budget, that implies that what you provided is not good enough. And that's what bothers me about that kind of discourse. That's why, and you've got some people that are like, well, who would you get that's better? He's an elite coach. Do elite coaches lose 10 games in a row? I mean, what if he's lost his fastball? I don't know. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he has. I don't know. But this season is not the fault of anybody but coaching. It's not budget. It's not program. It's not NIL. It is exclusively coaching and evaluating and money allocation, but it's not funds and it's not program. And so when that gets put out there, he needs to go to a place with a bigger budget, or the possibility of him looking around. And if he's not, ignore everything I just said. But if that's actually the case, the place that not only gave you a career lifeline when nobody else would, you got the money demands and you're still talking about budget, I'm not interested in that. I think that is incredibly unfair to you, that is what is being put out there on ESPN about you. It's not right. That's not why the situation is what it is right now. It's garbage is what it is. And I'm not going to play that game at all. Not going to do it. Oh, well, Ole Miss is such a bad job historically. Doesn't matter. Look at what the investment is now. You're going to tell me that, did they lose last night because of budget? Is that why they blew another late lead? Is LSU's budget bigger? No. So I'm not feeding into that. You guys deserve a better narrative around your basketball program than what is currently being given. I think Chris Beard can figure this out. I think if he stays, next year will go much better. I do. But I don't like excusing what is going on, especially when you've got the media reporting the way that they are right now. Thoughts on the Trump meeting college sports thing? He's meeting with a lot of people who are not want having a voice over college sports. The most egregious one is not Bryson DeChambeau or Tiger Woods. It's Adam Silver to me. That's the most egregious one. But yeah, it's a joke. Nothing will get done. 36 people, 2 golfers in the mix for that. What are we doing? When you invite politics, when you say we need politicians to fix it, and that's what it becomes, it's a waste of time. It's absolutely a waste of time. Without seeing how new guys do, my guess is Diego Pounds will be the player we miss most. Good to see you live, Payne. Absolutely. Lost our dog of almost 14 years this afternoon. Oh, Payne, man, I'm so sorry. My goodness, man. That's a beautiful long life, though, for a pup. I think you were here when I lost Maverick back in November, and I wish I could tell you it's easy. It's not. You lose it. You don't expect it to hit you the way it does until it does. So we will absolutely pray for you here, man. And sorry to hear that. And maybe yours and mine are up there running around together right now. That would be awesome. Of the 4 guys they lost, Prince Will is by far the biggest one, though. I wouldn't say he's irreplaceable. Got a lot better over the season, but tailed off some to end it. Solid player, but overpaid. And physicality, he's got to get more physical. What are they going to have for a spring game? I don't think they'll have one. I could be wrong. I don't think they'll have one. I do think that there needs to be some kind of fan day, fan event, fan something that needs to happen. You guys need the opportunity to go see the team practice and meet them afterward. That kind of stuff needs to be commonplace, regular. The NFL forces their players to do it. Colleges need to as well. So I hope you get something. Of all the guys who are gone, Diego Pounds has to be up there. He was excellent all year, especially against Miami and Ruben Bain. Short arms Bain. If the NFL wants to void their contract, they can go from making $10 billion to $25+ billion. Do you see them getting that money? And 2, if you're the SEC Big Ten, do you try to do something similar? Yeah, I saw that So the SEC and the Big Ten are fighting against the push to get media rights consolidated across college football because they know they're more valuable than the rest of college football. And I think you know what's going to happen next. Xavier Harris played arguably his best game as a Rebel against Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Yes, he did. Going to miss a couple of those guys, but you think they have a better team this year with what they have returning and what they got in the portal. I think it has a chance to be a more complete team in terms of frontline starters. And 25 offensive line started abysmal, but ended up the best unit at least since 2020, maybe further back than that. Yeah, they got so much better as the season went on. Chambliss coming on didn't hurt, but yes, they got significantly better. Someone needs to dig into Pounds' medical records. Luckily for Ole Miss, they have a veteran mobile quarterback with good pocket presence and the best pass blocking running back you can think of in college football. That will help a metric ton, without a doubt. Loved watching Lacey's run blocking this year. And what's so interesting about Kejuan Lacey is he became a star quickly, right? And, sometimes things get to guys' heads, and it does happen, and it can happen over an offseason, I guess. But one thing that you have to love about Lacey is, number one, yes, Ole Miss is paying him a crap ton of money, but stay loyal because he could have gotten whatever from anywhere, right? Kejuan Lacey could have named his number at basically every school in the country and gotten it. He chose to stay, despite the coaching change and Kevin Smith leaving and all that. So +1 in the positivity column. Bryson Sanders, again, referencing that interview when he talked about him, said he's a pretty unassuming guy. Like, he's a good locker room dude. He's a good dude. He doesn't talk much. He just kind of goes about his business and gets to work. Good stuff. And then the third, you mentioned it, the blocking, the pass blocking, the willingness to do the ugly things that don't show up on a stat sheet for a superstar back to play like that is incredibly impressive. And it's going to pay off. I mean, NFL teams are going to watch this tape and they're going to freaking love the way that he plays the game. So it'll ultimately pay off in the end, but he checks all of those boxes that not all superstar running backs can check off. Do you rank the top 5 guys in order of significance? Who left for other programs? Okay, I got to think here about who left off the top of my head. Okay. Players who left for other programs. Prince Will 1. Devin Harper 2. Because he would have started. No experience, but I think he would have started. Wonder if he has buyer's remorse, by the way, because they recruited over him. Played right into the PR game of his head coach, though. He's 2. Is Watkins 3, Daughtery 4? Am I missing somebody? I think that's it. Yeah, the NIL in basketball needs to stay funded. They have given him a great contract, and they already have good facilities and a state-of-the-art arena that will be full if they are good. Yeah, you got to refund the NIL. You don't hamstring your coach. That doesn't make any sense. But you do not play hardball with the contract. I wouldn't. Not after being what they are right now. I mean, they're horrendous. It's horrible. I want Beard to stay, but between the Kiffin saga and now this about allegedly not being satisfied with budget after they gave him what he wanted, it's clear to me that the agent world hates Ole Miss. I don't think the agent world hates Ole Miss. I really don't. I think that Lane Kiffin is unique. He's unique. Frankly, Chris Beard's unique too. Because the reason he ended up at Ole Miss was because he got arrested. It's just, let's be honest about it. So you hired 2 coaches that were going to have that kind of drama surrounding it. Because Kiffin's drama, it's what he is. And people view Beard as a guy that is a S-tier elite coach that should be at one of the college basketball blue bloods, of which Ole Miss is not. I don't think you're not gonna deal with this stuff with Golding like you did with Kiffin. You're not gonna deal with it. So I don't think it's agents. I just think it was personalities. Beard and Lane are very different. The circumstances would be too, but man, what a strange and I guess weak look it would be if he left. I agree that he needs another year to reset this, but I don't know. I do think it would be a quote unquote bad look. I do. But what do I know? Here's a question. I keep hearing people say that if Beard comes back next year and have a great year, then he might leave for a better job. Let's flip the script. What if he's the coach next year and they're just as bad, if not worse? Then what? Then he gets fired. And if they have a great year next year and he leaves, so what? I mean, so be it. You got 4 years out of him. You made the tournament twice, went to the Sweet 16 in your scenario. So be it. All good. If basketball performs at a high level and he eventually leaves, you say thanks and go hire another good coach. Exactly. Your thoughts on how the football season opens with Louisville and Nashville? Man, that's going to be a bigger test. There are too many people that are going to overlook that game. Louisville's going to be good. That will be a good test. And I agree with your follow-up. Louisville at a neutral site's a better test for Ole Miss than Clemson and Baton Rouge for LSU. I agree completely. The Ole Miss's season opener is more difficult than LSU's. I don't know how I missed it. Thank you, my friend, for the super chat. I really, 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 really appreciate you. With the news of the NFL wanting to void its current media. Oh, wait, I skipped it. I'm so sorry. I skipped it, man. I'm sorry. I completely blew that. That's on me. I'm really sorry. Thank you. I really appreciate you. You say meant to ask if the NFL will get the 15 extra billion from TV networks, and if they do, how does it affect college football coverage? It's a good question. I mean, college football is extremely valuable too, though, but not packaged together as a whole. I think the news today about them sending that sheet to Congress or whatever to block the universal rights tells you it's another indicator that they are working towards breaking away. The continuity with most of the staff and the strong portal haul on the defensive side could bode well for the start of the season, especially against LSU and Florida on the road. Absolutely. Oh, Caden Lee. Yes, thank you. Caden Lee. I completely forgot about him. Lee ahead of Watkins. So what was my order of guys that left? Prince Will, Harper, Lee, Daughtery. I guess that would be the order. No, absolutely. It's pretty much inevitable Lane will not end his tenure in Baton Rouge on the best terms. Of course not. Of course not. Early line for Louisville is around Ole Miss -10. Wow, it's bigger than I would expect. Louisville's going to be salty. I am looking forward to going to that game and I mean, seeing what a full offseason, because now it's Pete Golding's program, right? It is. Now, he did a hell of a job navigating everything, but they had the weird staff thing. Weiss was calling the offense, all that. Now it's his. Now it's his offensive coordinator. It's his staff. It's his program. It's his identity. It's his everything. No more dual roles. So fascinated to see how they look early. There's no grace. I mean, there's nothing. There's no Charlotte week 1. It's right into a team that thinks that they should compete for the playoff next year. It's hard to beat that. Over under Lane spends 4 years. If you gave me over under 5, I would say under. I think 4 is about right. But, oh well. I appreciate you guys. Baseball this weekend. Enjoy it. It streams free on YouTube. So the Astros YouTube channel. So enjoy that. No Flow Sports for you guys this weekend. And I'll see you guys on Sunday. Really appreciate you. Sorry for being late. Hope this made sense. Had no time to gather anything. We were in scramble mode, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you on the next one.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.